content. Shilling. What's wrong with Brie Larson now? The fandom is broken once again. These shills, grifters, and nils have ruined everything. Now it falls to me to assemble a crew to fix this broken fandom. Computer, find me a video games expert.
Name Mr. Green Expertise Video Games, codename The Great Daitokuchi.
I need an anime expert.
Name Mr. Blue Expertise Anime and Comic Books, codename Kenshiro.
I need a movies and collectibles expert.
Name Mr. Black Expertise Collectibles and Movies, codename GQ.
So yeah, it's going to be a great episode today. We've got Megatron from RoboSyn, and it's going to be a good unboxing too.
Finally, I need an operator.
Name Mr. Red Expertise Wrestling and Comic Books, codename Simon Says.
Acknowledge me! The team is complete. Computer, assemble the Culture Junkies live crew.
No audio. Yeah, make sure we got audio.
Hello.
But is still no sound?
No audio.
No audio.
What? Let's make sure.
Okay. Yeah, we got to make sure. I guess our little toggle thing didn't work out very well after all.
He said now
He
it's
said
on.
now it's on. Okay.
Ah, so
now it's on.
Somebody
So it's
mute
reverse.
it. We got muted.
Reverse.
Oh, we were muted ourselves. It didn't unmute.
Yeah,
we muted
yeah,
ourselves.
Yeah, now
Well,
yeah,
back.
yeah. It's
Salutations.
back. Right. So let's start all over again. Happy New Year, everybody.
That's funny.
Yeah, so 2025, we're starting it off in our brand new studio. It's been a long time coming. And we wanted to get it all, 2025 started off right. I'm in the house with my brothers, the Great Daitokuchi and GQ. And the producer is over there. He has to hit the transition button, make sure that he is seen. So hit the transition there, Simon says. Just manually do it.
That's why.
Just manually do it.
Studio mode.
Yeah, it's in studio mode.
Studio mode mess.
Yeah. The hotkey is not the same, but just hit the transition in OBS yourself so people can see you and know you. And say hi to the camera. No, look right at the camera. You're looking at the screen. Look at the camera.
I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah, look at the camera. There you go.
That
Look
awesome
at
background
the camera
over there.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so he says, sounds good, Home Slices. Glad to hear that it sounds good. Amarak, thank you for being here. Happy New Year, Marcus A64. Preem is over there on YouTube. Thank you for being here as well. So, man, 2044 was rough for, I think, some people. But 2025 is going to be a good year, right?
I mean, I sure do hope so because 2024 sucked ass.
Yeah, I know it did. But
Yeah.
2025 is going to be dope. It is going to be dope. I guarantee.
I surely do hope so.
I mean, we got
we got a new thing coming in. He's going to be that orange butt stain is going to be back in
I wasn't even talking about
back
that.
in.
No one's trying to claim that. Like no one's trying to
That's
claim
this
that.
year though.
I know it's
that's what I'm
hell. It's
saying.
actually in less than 2 weeks. So
Well, it's
But
gonna
anyway.
it's gonna be bigly,
yeah, it's going. Wow.
bigly and Kofefe
we-
all over the place.
We might be getting the 51st and 52nd states, and pretty soon, Canada and Greenland. But I digress. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about fun shit. And speaking of fun shit, 2025 saw the new era of WWE Raw on Netflix on Monday. You watched it live. I was in class.
That was very interesting.
yeah,
I didn't
and-
watch the whole thing, but I was watching quite a bit of it, and I mean, it feels like Raw, but it's brand spanking new. The advertising, not talking about the commercials on Netflix. Yes, that's weird to me because I don't pay for commercials. I get why they're there, but the advertising on the ring, not the first time I've seen it, but that's still just it's you've gone so many years where you have a blue mat, there's no ads at all, no nothing, and now it looks like everything else, which is, I mean, I guess just how it's gonna be from now on.
I think what you're getting out of that is they're kind of graduating, so to speak. It's the UFC style, even also their video games as well. From a standpoint of marketing and amount of money that they're probably going to need to bring in and generate because of that Netflix deal, it's just going to be part of the game. Unfortunately, that's literally one of those things. Because remember when we all grew up watching it, it was literally that thing of, this match brought to you by Snickers, blah, blah, blah. And that was always done basically what would have been a commercial break, obviously during the pay-per-view time. Now it's like you don't even have to do that anymore. It's right, like you said, it's right there on the ring, and they can change it match per match. So, I mean, that's generating a lot of money. It sucks for the viewership style, but from a business standpoint, that's a lot of money.
They're making money hand over fist, period. Netflix, who pays who to be on there? Netflix paid them to be there.
Right.
And you're paying to freaking watch it. You're paying to when you go to the shows. It's just getting extra stuff, and the only reason is because they got shareholders that they say I want my.
I mean, shareholders are like parasites.
That's
They never
basically
they never end. They always want their money,
Hey,
right?
I understand it because it's a part of life. I have shares for retirement, which is for various things, which is 100% nice, and so I get it. You want to see the stuff flourish. But I feel like it's getting out of hand. But
this also, let's get a shout out to
Primo,
36 months, and
Oh, wow.
also
Is it- wait a minute.
Marcus 864.
I think that says 38 months.
Yeah, it's 38.
38 months.
38 months for him, and then 48 for Marcus 864. Wow,
Oh, man.
4
thank
years.
you guys.
4
years.
That's our guy, man.
Yeah,
That's our guy.
Thank you so
Marcus.
very much
Appreciate
for
that.
being
That's
there.
our guy. 48 months. But yeah, we're live only on YouTube and on Facebook. We've jettisoned the other two because, I mean, well, it is what it is. But that's where we'll be for right now. But anyway, getting back to Raw, presentation wise, I thought because now it's a lot edgier, now it's a lot more mature. Like obviously they started right off rip, Triple H in the ring, and then right after Triple H, The Rock enters, announcing his comeback. Didn't do it, in kayfabe or anything like that. It was literally straight up introducing Raw, ushering in a new era. Giving thanks to Cody Rhodes for kind of carrying the company for the past couple years or whatever. Gave a shout out to Roman Reigns and stuff like that. But then he dropped bullshit basically when he was saying like, hey,
Didn't have to bleep it.
Didn't have to bleep it at all, which I know a lot of people aren't used to, which I think is going to be pretty dope. But it also makes me wonder how far to the edge are they really going to push this? Like,
It ain't going back to Armageddon 99.
Why not? I'm not. No, not
That's
that.
not happening.
No, I
don't
mean, like,
think
I'm not
that's
saying
ever
that they're going to go back to
happening
like bra and panties
again.
matches or anything
No.
like that, right?
You don't remember Armageddon 99?
Yeah.
Armageddon 99 wasn't just bra and panty match. You saw some titties. Miss
Yeah.
Kitty's titties.
Oh yeah, Miss Jackie's.
No,
titties.
Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, one of Jerry Lawler's exes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She flashed everything, and I don't think you're ever going back to that.
Yeah. Well, I also remember, by accident, Jackie kind of got,
But that was one. I
exposed
remember
by-
that one.
Yeah.
Years ago.
She
But that
got
was an
exposed.
accident.
That one came back
This
up
was
actually in
on
social
purpose.
media.
It was
Yeah.
a pay-per-view, and she was like, "Boo!" And they showed everything, and it's
that's
censored if
funny
you go
for you.
back and watch it
She
now.
got in trouble for that too, though.
She did?
Yeah,
She
she
wasn't
did.
supposed to
they
do that.
tried.
That I didn't know.
They tried to stop her, but what happened was they were just too late, and that went all the way wrong.
She took advantage of the 7-second delay. But, I think one of the things you're going to run into, and it's actually going to be probably a good thing for this, is, and I was talking to Simon Says about this before the show, Netflix is behind a paywall.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's like you literally can do a lot more because it's understood, hey, you signed a contract by paying, monthly that you accept that there's going to be different content, blah, blah, blah. I don't think we're going to get back to the Attitude Era Blood. I think Blood is truly out from the sense of...
You think so?
Yeah. I think... Okay, here's the thing. And when we were growing up watching it, Blood was kind of a given.
Abdullah the Butcher.
It was
My
a
gosh.
given. Like,
Yeah.
Ric Flair, if Ric Flair was on a white shirt, he was going to bleed.
He was gonna bleed. Yeah.
So I think one of the things that AEW has shown is that blood for the sake of blood isn't really all that great. It's like you doing it. It's like you bleeding like a stuck pig, but why? What's the specialness of it if you're doing it every week? So I think it's like, okay, for example, they've gotten it to the point where when somebody gets busted open the hard way, basically not cutting, not blading themselves,
Right.
it almost means something where it's like, oh, damn, they serious.
Right.
Like, they really going at it. They going hard, whatever. But if it's the standard thing of, and again, I liked him as a wrestler when he first came in. Dean Ambrose, also known as John Moxley, he bleeds all the damn time, and over in AEW, it doesn't mean nothing because it's so regular. It's just like, well, okay, you're bleeding, so what? You was
Oh,
bleeding
Dean,
last week.
you popped the cork again.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Right?
So it's
Okay.
like, so I think they might languish absolutely.
Yeah.
Because again, it's behind a paywall. It's technically, MC-17, not MA, what is it, A-17 or whatever, mature audiences or whatever.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
I think SmackDown is going to be their show because it's on USA still. That's their kind of family flagship show.
Yeah.
That stays the line of, okay, yes, it's on cable. You technically are paying for it, but you're not paying for it the same way Netflix is. Netflix is a whole other thing. And then NXT is on CW. So they've kind of they've split
Didn't know
themselves across their different brands, and there's something for everybody. In the sense of us old heads that like the Attitude Era, Netflix all day long.
Maybe.
Again, I'm not saying that's what it's going to be, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's the kind of direction though.
Yeah.
Is to open it up to like, hey, we can go more mature, get a little bit closer to how we were back in the Attitude Era. If your kids are too young for that, SmackDown is right here. Or
The question I have though is, with Netflix, I was almost expecting, HDR, maybe even higher quality camera. I mean, it was HD. Now, did the picture look better than it did on cable when it was on USA or what was the last channel they were on?
the last channel they were on
For Raw, I mean.
for Raw.
Yeah.
Raw was on. Let me see, USA.
It was on USA.
It was
yeah.
on USA. Before that would have been TNT.
Well,
They've
no,
been
I'm
on-
just saying, like, even the last
No,
what
before
just
they
left-
moved-
le-
before they
Jeff
moved to-
yeah,
from Netflix.
they just
to
left
Netflix,
Netflix.
yeah, it was
still on
USA.
USA.
Yeah, it was USA.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we know that's a cable signal. It's probably going to be 720, right?
Mm-hmm.
720p. Netflix definitely was higher definition than that. The picture quality looked a lot better, right?
Mm-hmm.
I slightly disappointed that it wasn't in, like a because was the Tyson Paul fight even in 4K? I don't remember.
Probably not.
Okay,
4K as a resolution for sports is pretty much relegated to Super Bowl and soccer.
Okay.
World Cup. Those
Fair.
are the only two times you're really going to get 4K broadcast. Because it's
really
too
necessary?
it's too much.
Is it
information.
necessary?
It's too much bandwidth.
I don't think it's necessary, man. People,
probably not.
Look, I think people put too much goddamn freaking weight on how much resolution, man. If you're seeing 4,000 pixels or whatever, 8,000 pixels or however they 8 million, 4 million, does it really farting matter, man? You there to watch the wrestling.
I mean, yes, but I think
As long as it's
having
not 240,
having
man,
the
not
picture
480.
right, and follow me on this, having the picture and the crystal clear quality and the popping of the colors, the black level of saturation, watching it on my LG TV, right, with the OLED, right, the pictures were popping, and it made me feel almost like I was literally right there.
I thought it looked
great. It did look great. Presentation wise, I thought it looked great. Now, you can argue whether or not you like, the commentators, Michael Cole,
antivirus program.
Pat McAfee, whether you like them or not, that's neither here nor there. The product that they're presenting so far seems to be pretty doggone good. And I was a little hesitant with the way Netflix Sports had started out the gate with that Tyson Paul fight, the trouble that they were having with loading and stuff like that. Okay, but then you can make the argument, it would wrestling bring in?
I don't know.
Maybe not as much, right?
I mean, it is. They said it the first time where everybody could watch it simultaneously around the world because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it was live on Netflix all around the world. Granted, half the world was probably farting sleep because they were like, it was at 8 o'clock, and the other, you got parts of the world where it's 8 in the morning, parts of the world where it's like in the middle of the night. So not everybody's watching it all at the same time. And with saying that, I think they learned something from the Tyson thing, and it probably was not that hard for them to beef up whatever they needed to beef up if needed to be beefed up. $1 billion company, they're going to make sure this stuff works, unlike some companies I know.
I mean, yeah, like never mind the fact that, okay, Tyson Paul, when was that? Was that back in July?
That was like last month. No, it was like last month. Last month.
Really?
Oh,
It was
November.
November?
November now.
It was November. Okay, it was because it was in November. And then December, they had the 2 Christmas NFL games, right?
Right.
Those worked pretty well, right?
On Netflix?
That was on Netflix, yeah. Those, 2 of those were on Netflix.
I think the NFL was a closer
stress test, maybe?
Yeah, thank you. Stress test to what the WWE would be. Tyson Paul was... People had been talking about that for a year.
Yeah.
So they was waiting for
that.
the
build-up was pretty
People
big.
were going to watch that live.
Right.
They were going to be, the way we used to do WrestleMania, watch parties and all that.
Correct.
I wonder if Netflix is going to get some of their pay-per-views or if that's going to be something that Peacock.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the WWE universe is still under contract with Peacock. I don't remember for how long, but I was a little surprised, right? That I thought Raw, after it aired, I thought it was going to be taken off of Netflix, right? Just like the NFL games were, because as soon as those games was over, they were gone. Like, you couldn't access them on Netflix anymore.
Okay.
Raw, even up to the next day, I think even today, you could still watch
Probably
Raw.
the archives.
Right?
I don't think they're going to move everything from, what was it? Was it Peacock? Not Peacock.
Yeah, it's Peacock.
Peacock? Yeah, I don't think they're going to move all, because everything is on Peacock. Every pay-per-view for everything is on there. I don't think they're going to move that to Netflix.
Now, is WWE partially owned by Universal, or is that just contract? It's just contract?
That's a contract.
Just contract? Okay.
Yeah, because from what I heard, the rumor is that it's a possibility that they may get the library from the Peacock once that deal's done.
Netflix might, you saying?
Netflix might.
Okay.
But we're not sure just yet. I mean, I just been hearing rumors about that. There's a possibility that they could actually go ahead and pick up the whole entire library. But we'll see how that comes down the pipe. But that'd be kind of interesting.
It would be.
They can go back to the actual Attitude Era without all that little censored. What they were doing.
Blurring it out, turning it gray and
gray
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. But we've been talking mostly so far about it being on Netflix and it being a new era. What did you guys think of the results or the action that you saw? Right off rip, we got Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. And then later I saw there was beef with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. I saw that. I know Rhea Ripley versus she likes power bombed. It was Liv Morgan, but she power bombed Dom in the ring. So I didn't get to see all of Raw, but I saw at least like the first parts, and it was looking pretty good. Simon says you're the resident wrestling guy. What did you think of the results of Raw and what went on and what's building for this year?
I thought it was okay. They had some pretty good matches. Some of the matches I didn't watch. I was more interested in the whole Roman Reigns match and then CM Punk. But I did watch a little bit of Rhea Ripley match. That It was okay. I mean, come on, we knew who was gonna win that match.
Of course.
The coolest thing though I did like was the Undertaker coming out.
I missed that.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
that
thank
was
you
pretty
for reminding me. That was the other thing I wanted to bring up. But go ahead.
did
No,
miss it.
no, go ahead.
No, that was really dope. I like that.
Yeah.
It was, he came out with Rhea Ripley showing some respect, and it's funny that she said she didn't know that was happening. That was like unexpected for her. She was
Okay.
shocked about that.
All right.
But yeah, the CM Punk match, I think that might be still, I mean, an ongoing like feud down the road.
Is it him and Drew McIntyre still?
No, CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
no,
right, Seth.
no, it's Drew McIntyre's like going after the OG bloodline, so he took out Jey Uso.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I find is weird about most of the wrestlers nowadays?
Yeah.
How
What?
old they are. Because, like, all the hot wrestlers back in the early when we started watching and even in the 80s or whatnot, 80s and 90s, you had a few of them that were in their 40s, but majority of them were relatively young. Jey Uso's about to be 40 this year. Roman Reigns about to be 40 this year. Cody Rhodes, I think, turned 40 or is about to be 40 this year. I'm like, CM Punk is in his mid-40s. I'm like, what the heck is going on with all these, like, I know because LA, whatever the heck his name is, LA Riot.
LA Knight.
Yeah, he's got to be young. But no, I think he's in his
Yeah,
almost
LA
40s.
Knight is a little bit older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
He
he's
looked
almost,
like
like
he was in his
everybody's
30s.
almost in their 40s.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is a weird time because first off, they don't look like it. That's good on them. They don't look like it because they're putting some, they're beating their bodies up, and they're able to still look relatively young. But still, it's like where are all the young wrestlers in the up
NXT.
and comings?
NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in NXT, and also the other thing that you got to remember, the wrestlers we grew up watching were wrestlers that were, some of them were around for the territories,
Yeah.
and they all run the road. Don't get me wrong, they all run the road. Driving, carpooling from town to town and all that sort of thing. Medicine is better. Let's be real. Medicine is better,
and healthcare is
and
better.
and you don't have people doing as much of the extra
Well,
medication, from the streets from back in the day that a lot of those wrestlers were doing,
they're
popping
making
pills.
more money than
Oh,
them two.
they're
That's
definitely making more
probably
money.
why.
They're definitely making more money, and they're putting their bodies through, a very similar amount of strain. But I think just the lifestyles were different. We're looking at a much healthier, because even in our generation, like a lot of us don't look our age,
They
realistically.
just look over. They got a lot of freaking gray ass hair.
It's like
know.
but a lot of us don't really look our age.
Yeah.
Compared to how our parents grew up and compared to even our grandparents because of the lifestyle is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
We ain't
nutrition-
smoking. We ain't drinking like that. Right? So
nutrition is different. I mean, you got to remember back then, whatever you could get, on the road was usually probably what you was eating, and probably wasn't the best stuff. They got catering and all the other stuff. Just company as a whole. Now, yes, they're still independent contractors. There's no union. That's the Hogan. We'll get
more
to-
on that in
we'll
a
get to
second.
Hogan in a
Yeah,
second.
more on that in a second.
I'm about to say.
But let's be real. The company takes care of the newer people a heck of a lot more than they did.
Well, yeah, that's
So I
definitely
mean,
true.
it's just clean living by comparison to the lifestyle.
all right, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it then.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan decided to come out to the Intuit Dome, the crowd. I Am a Real American hit.
Drug Jimmy Hart with him, man.
Drug Jimmy Howard, the mouth of the South. I love that
I
man.
felt bad for him, bro.
Yeah,
I
man.
felt bad for him.
He
'cause
booed
it's-
the living crowd. And I didn't even
Booed
see that
the
part. I saw
crap
that way
out of him.
after.
Right, yeah. I didn't even know he was there. I saw it on social media. Pat McAfee put it out there. And he was booed mercilessly.
People think he was booing him for his politics, and that could
that
be.
ain't got shit to do with
I
it.
think it's because who he is. Because Undertaker, I don't think got booed, and he
he's ultra conservative too.
He also was on the
Yeah.
same bullshit as freaking Hogan, but
I mean, bullshit as far as the politics. As far as politics, okay.
Because these idiots want fucking whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah,
get
don't
into that.
yeah. Let's not do
But
that.
regardless of that,
Can
it's
we get
because
Dion-
Hogan's a piece of shit.
Can we get Dion his thoughts? King ass.
Oh yeah, you know
doesn't
what?
have a name yet.
He doesn't have a name yet. We're actually going to bring that up to the Junkie Nation and ask them to
We
name
got Jimmy.
our
and
little.
we got, just call him
yeah.
Thanos. What the heck?
So
Dion?
yeah, Dion, I don't know where Dion came from. That was Simon Says thing. Anyway,
run the jewels.
but back to back to Hogan, but yeah, he was hawking his
Real
real
American
American beer. What the fuck that is?
Probably doesn't taste
It probably doesn't.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie though. That I don't condone drinking for those that are not old enough.
Of course not.
However, we might need to get a hold of Stone Cold's beer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And give him a taste test right here.
Get like a little 1 can of Hogan's beer to split.
Sure. Why not? Yeah.
And then because I
As long
want
as you're not
get a
trying
couple
to drink
Steve
it like
Weisers?
fucking Stone. You're trying to drink
Like,
it
no,
like
we
that.
just got this set. We don't want it to smell like beer. Let's
Right.
break this boy in. But anyway, no, man. Seeing Hogan out there now, the reception on social media has not been mixed at all. It's been almost unified. Good, like boo the fuck out of this man. Because okay, like you were saying, people thinking that they're booing him for his politics. They ain't got shit to do with it. They're booing him because he's a shit human being.
Yeah, which a lot of it is coming out now.
Right, a
You
lot
didn't
of it
know
is coming
about
out now. Right.
Pretty shitty.
Yeah, like unapologetically shitty human being, and that's what makes people mad at Hogan. Like I've seen people on the internet loudly proclaiming that they regret their childhood was wasted idolizing Hogan, and some people even said, looking back on it now, the most beloved '80s wrestler is not Hulk Hogan. It's the
Dusty
Macho.
Rhodes.
It's the Macho
Well,
Man.
it's
the
definitely-
Macho Man.
I like Macho Man.
It's
way
the Macho
more,
Man,
I
and I always like the
liked
Macho
him back
Man better
then, too.
than Hulk Hogan. Anyway,
Yeah.
if we being for real,
I liked Macho Man way more than Hulk Hogan growing up.
Right.
100%.
y'all already know. My favorite wrestler growing up was Undertaker. It still is Undertaker.
Mhm.
I don't hold Undertaker's politics against him because for me it's like you're more than your politics.
Yes.
Your lifestyle and everything beyond that is what
Mhm.
makes you who you are. We know that Hogan for a long time, especially Jesse's talked about it. Macho Man clearly has talked about it.
Mhm.
A lot of people have talked about it where it's just like he's just, on the, whether it be the wrestling politics backstage, messing up the whole idea of getting a union, that he did with Jesse Ventura. Obviously his racist comments about who his daughter was dating at the time or having sex, whatever it was.
Mhm.
It's like all of that combined makes you a bad person.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
It just, like I said, just because you voted for somebody different from me, whatever, it is what it is. But he kind of went that extra step with it. It's like, had that one girl pulled from the American beer. It was basically a black girl that ran ambassador for
Mhm.
black. In one day, all of a sudden, they're like, agent calls her up. We don't need you for the. So it's like, it's been canceled. Well, the client they're not doing any more events. They're pay you for this day. Come to find out, no, the events weren't canceled. She just got replaced with white girls. So it's like, real American beer unless you're black. So all of that on top of his, Undertaker on my side is just like, bro, he grew up in Texas. He's definitely a rich guy right now.
Mhm.
His politics are going to lead him.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
It's his
But
upbringing.
as a person, from what I've seen of him, he seems like a pretty upstanding guy.
yeah,
So it's
decent
like,
dude.
It's like whatever. It is what it is on that. But back to the whole, people being mad about, idolizing Hogan. It's like, hey, during that period of time, he seemed like a larger than life, interesting role model type character. That's, sometimes they say never meet your heroes.
That's true. People do say don't meet your heroes
And
because
I don't,
you'll end up
you
being.
just don't idolize them is the problem.
Yeah.
Most people idolize them. Everybody's a human being to me, and I enjoy some of it because, like I said, I told you when Wesley Snipes, when I met him at the casino downtown, he walked right past me.
Mm-hmm.
Two things went across my head. He's a hell of a lot shorter than I thought he was, and I was just like, I enjoy your movies because I do. That's what I do. I don't know nothing about him. I don't want to. Why do I? Nah, I enjoy watching his movies, and that's basically. And I told him that, and he said thanks, and that's about it because that's how I see it. When John Kitna came in to the place of where I deal drugs, I was just like,
wait, people, he's a pharmacy tech. Don't
Where I deal drugs.
Yeah. So
Sells drugs?
he sells drugs to the community. Yes, we know that.
Anyway,
Just
you
a
don't have to
disclaimer.
clarify. There's no disclaimer. I sell drugs.
Shit, man, you might get the DEA coming to your crib.
Sell. They can come. They can see my license. I sell drugs.
There you go.
All right. Period. It doesn't matter how you want to, spit shine it, put some frosting on that. I sell drugs. People give me money. I give them drugs every single day. Regardless of that,
That's a hell of a clip. I ain't go for it. People get
John
money, I
Kidna
give
comes
them
in, and I just told him, "Good luck with your next team," because that's when he was being,
when he was getting traded.
Whatever.
He was getting traded.
Yeah.
I think he went to the Cowboys after that.
Yeah, possibly.
But anyway, what you said about not idolizing people or celebrities in that fashion reminded me of kind of like what's been going on with Angel Reese recently in social media. How she just had to delete her her Instagram because people was giving her shit for basically dressing in a very revealing dress. I think it was like on New Year's Eve or some shit like that. And people were all like, some of the dudes were, of course, thirsting after and all this other kind of shit, right? Some of the others were like, you're a WNBA player. Young girls and daughters look up to you. You shouldn't be dressing like that. And I'm just like,
that's some bullshit.
I'm
They don't
like,
say
what
that
the fuck,
They
man?
don't say anything like that to the friggin' men.
Exactly, man.
They don't say anything. These men go out there and in every city have a baby mama, and people say something about their baby. Like, you're supposed to be a role man. Charles Barkley said it best.
He did.
Not anybody's role model. He's out there playing a game.
I am not a role model. That's what
that girl
said.
can be able to. She's an adult. She'd be able to wear the hell she wants.
The whole thing to me just reeked of double standards, but also attacking her because she's a black woman, right? Let's keep it a buck, right? If this was Caitlin Clark, not saying Caitlin Clark would do that because she don't look like Angel Reese. Let's also keep it a buck. But Angel Reese has been from the moment she got her fame, has always been about embracing the more feminine energy, being a fashion icon, being really sexist, and being sexy, wearing sexy clothes or whatever, and while also being a basketball player in a sport, in a league that has been attacked for basically passing or promoting or, let's say, being synonymous with lesbian, male leaning, or let's see, what's
masculine.
The word? Masculine. Thank you very much. Thank
masculine,
you. Masculine presenting women. Yeah. And Angel Reese is not that, right? And they're trying to put her back in the box, and I didn't really like that. That's a piece of shit. That's bullshit.
I agree, because it shouldn't be like that. People should be able, especially adults, which she clearly is, do what they want to do. It ain't hurting nobody out there, and if she wants to make herself look what she feels is beautiful or sexy or whatever, she has all the right to do so. Just like how what's my man that got locked up in Russia?
Brittany Griner?
Yeah. How Brittany Griner can look how she want to look. Everybody can be able to look how they want to look.
Well, I think the other thing that, like you said, it's a double standard. Also the fact that she's not there to raise your children. It's like, girls look up to you. That's great. Up to their parents first.
Well,
that's kind of how that's supposed to go.
That's always been a thing where people forget that when they're raising their kids to be adults. People forget that part quite often because a lot of adults become adults and they don't even know how to adult.
Yeah.
So, I can't say because video games, TV, anime, movies kind of raised me, but I think my brain is different. Stuff was fake. Just for whatever strange reason, it was entertaining to me. It was not something that I knew was real. And it didn't matter if it was real people in it or cartoons or whatever. It was not reality to me, where you got so many people out there, they trying to shield it because a lot of them can't tell the difference between reality and fantasy, which I don't quite understand that at all.
Well, the other side of it though is, and I've said this a few times before, social media has people thinking that these various celebrities are friends. And
Yeah.
they're not. They might retweet what you said. They might even send you a message, quote tweet what you said or whatever it is.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean they know you and you don't know them.
Definitely
So
don't
it's
know
like
them.
you can't assume a sudden relationship with this person just because they may have clicked a button and quoted what you said. That doesn't mean they're your friends, nor are they supposed to be there to raise you or set examples for what you're supposed to do in your life. So I mean, for them to say, because I've seen the picture of what she was wearing, it was very much like what Goblin Queen wears from X-Men.
Damn.
Much,
Yeah.
much more, reserved. But,
Okay.
but, it
Okay,
was like,
yeah.
But it's like, okay, she has the body for it.
Yep.
She's old enough to be doing that.
Yep.
And as far as I know, nobody got hurt from her wearing it.
Oh,
what I'm saying?
really?
Like,
Yeah.
Wait, you talking about that?
No.
you-
Look up Angel Reese New
I
Year's
did.
Yeah.
That's what it came up.
that
Angel
might
Reese
be
New
that might
Year's
be
Eve.
what she wore to the party
With that.
to
Yes,
get into
that.
the yeah.
Oh,
That.
So it's
Dollar
like
Queen was- man, get out of here.
that's what I'm saying. It's
See?
like that. There's if you look, okay, we ain't gonna show it here, but
Right,
y'all,
obviously not.
y'all look it up and
Right.
and see what it is.
A whole lot of cleavage there, buddy.
Yeah, it's
And so what?
exactly. It's like she has the money, the look, and
there's boobs
and
in
the
the
agent-
world.
and the
Oh, God.
agency,
Oh,
the
God, I don't
agency
know what
as
I'm
an
gonna
adult.
do.
Because the
What am I
agency
gonna do?
He has the agency as an adult to wear what she wants to wear. So it's like
100%.
people get over yourself. Now, know full well, like you said, because of melanin, he gets a lot more judgment than anybody else would have got wearing the exact same thing in the exact same position. But that's neither.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, neither here nor
Oh God.
So, moving right along. So, 2025 has started. We got a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew we're watching. I think next week is the last episode.
I think it is too. And
right?
yesterday's episode was pretty. Even though who hasn't seen it?
I have not.
I saw
I
it.
didn't get to watch it 'cause I
Well,
was working on stuff.
Yeah.
This is not a spoiler. This is something that could have been talked about in the beginning, but I still think Jod or whatever the heck his name is kind of an idiot because you already know he did a heel turn. If I were Jod, I'd have been nice to those kids the whole entire way
Got to that
and
planet.
take you to the friggin' planet and then leave. But then find where it is, you know how to get on the planet, then come back and do what you need to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been the smart thing.
Yo, man, he's after this last episode, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, man. How do you figure you gonna get out of this? That's my deal.
Fair.
Because he's you gonna see it. But anyway, I won't do it.
I think what it is, and like you said, I have not seen it yet. But
Mhm.
it seems to be the trope for a lot of characters like that. They get so focused on the prize, they don't think about.
You're not
okay,
thinking about hardly anything
Yeah, it's
else.
like you got to remember that there's a couple of steps you got to take before you can grab that prize. So
And I think you're right about him. He has to have some kind of trick going on. I don't think he has force powers. It's like, because just seeing a newer episode is like the things that you speculated before, how it's always seemed to be something that's metal. And it just doesn't make any sense to me because, excuse me, he got not kidnapped. He got captured. There's no way somebody with force powers should been able to get captured.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I agree with that. 100%.
Because unless he didn't learn certain stuff, like maybe he was a Padawan and he just escaped Order 66 and he didn't learn everything. I mean, there's a possibility. There's some stuff he learned and some stuff he didn't.
One of his first days at the temple was Order 66.
Yeah.
he just chilled the rest of the time.
Yeah, or something because
like
he's
he
not
just got
learning any
there.
Right.
mind tricks. He's not learning any. Even though I'm just saying.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I mean, maybe he does, maybe don't, but it just doesn't. It feels odd to me.
Here's why, but no, I'm agreeing with you. But here's why I say the mind trick thing definitely would have come. Because as much as people hate Disney Star Wars or whatever, but it's like
Whatever.
the whole idea is the Force. Once you are tapped into it, it speaks to you.
Mhm.
That's why Rey. For those that don't know, why Rey was able to do the Jedi mind trick without training, because hey, the Force was like, by the way, trying to get out of here, compel him. That's what she did, because when she did it the first time, it was like, he's like, what? Nah, I'm going to tighten this up. And then she said it again with more conviction and more whatever, because the Force was like, compel him. And she was able to do it.
Yeah.
So the Force speaks to Jedi and Sith alike, so it's like so yes, if he had Force abilities for real, he would have been able to do.
I
mind tricks by now.
just think something's. I mean, we could be wrong. I mean, Takeem says that every Jedi has gotten captured somehow, and I was like, yeah, that's true. I've seen them get captured, but they didn't seem as helpless as he seems to be.
Yeah.
When he got captured, it just feels off. But at the same time, people who are because he finally pulls out the lightsaber and kind of does some stuff with it, which you'll see, and people are speculating that is a certain stance that he did that is also, according to the people who watch this stuff more than I do and go into the lore and all that other stuff, said that he did a certain stance that is also a Jedi who is apparently no longer with us, that was in the prequels, that is also known for this form that apparently he did too. So there's two things, but it just feels, because I don't know, it just something just feels off.
And that's fair. And again, that's what I like about these shows, because they do leave it open to speculation, have conversations about all that sort of thing. Who knows? Maybe he picked up a book at some point. It could be any number of things. He might have even been trained with a vibro blade or a vibro sword.
He might have found Jedi text.
And that's 100% true, because if the Force flows through everybody, like they said, that's how Sabine, even though it's harder for her to learn it, she still can do it. It's possible, because if it flows through everybody has the ability to do it. Just some is easier than others.
Absolutely.
Way easier.
So
Absolutely.
the Force just plays favorites then. Huh?
No, it's like somebody who's good at basketball versus somebody who has to.
I love sports analogies.
Yes, that somebody has to work hard and train hard, a lot harder to get to that same point. So you can't. And I don't know who the heck. I'm not gonna even say Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan obviously had to train and had to do all the other stuff.
Jordan trained more than most people would.
Yeah.
So
he could have been somebody who's not that talented,
Yeah.
but became talented based off his training.
Whereas LeBron was just
Born a freak of
He
nature.
was just a freak of
So
nature.
that LeBron could be like Anakin, and I don't know who Jordan would be the equivalent. He's not Sabine. Sabine's
he's
not there.
definitely
But
He's definitely not that.
yeah.
He's definitely not that. But no, man. I think Skeleton Crew is a good show. It remains to be seen what's going to happen with Star Wars after this, because I think after this show is over, I know the Rey movie is in the works. I know the Mandalorian and Grogu is still coming, but everything else is kind of just in development. Yeah, it could like totally in flux.
It needs to
We
be
don't
just
know
a
for
Disney
sure.
Plus movie. They don't need to put everything on the theater.
So, would you rather them go back to just making movies? Would you rather them keep doing TV shows? Can they do more than one thing at one time? Or would you rather them take a pause, breathe, kind of like MCU did, and just let it ride for a little while?
I mean, personally, I want to see as much content as possible, but I also want them to think about it and for it to not to be super rushed. Like, not trying to compare Star Trek to Star Wars, but Star Trek is about to put a streaming movie. It's not coming out in a theater.
Yeah,
Disney can also do things like that. They don't have to, like, as much as people hate on Solo, I like Solo, and I liked all the numbered numeral movies or whatnot. I liked them all. If they would have came out on streaming platforms instead of in the theater, people probably wouldn't have shit on them so much, because, for whatever reason, the theater is the big game, and where anything that's not the theater is just like, going to a restaurant or some shit. I don't know.
I think one of the things you're running into, because I watched a video about what they call Hollywood accounting, because under Hollywood accounting, Jedi, we all saw in theater. Everybody in this room has seen Return of the Jedi. That movie still, on paper, has not made a profit.
What?
On paper, we know full well that movie brought in $470 million box office. But under Hollywood accounting, the fact that a lot of those actors had contracts that gave percentage of net profits is why they always fudge the book. This happens on a lot of movies, not just Star Wars. This happens on a lot of movies. So, because this is part of the reason Scarlett Johansson sued over Black Widow. Because remember, she was supposed to get a percentage of the theater
and when they
they were like, we're going to release it and on streaming at the same time. So that that's going to undercut it big time. So I think what you're running into, and again, we've seen it. Netflix has done plenty of movies that are only on Netflix. Have never had a theatrical run at all. But I think what you're going to run into, The big names, they can do it all day long because it's probably their production company doing it. Tom Cruise is his. Tom Cruise got money. George Clooney's got money. A lot of these bigger names have money. It's not going to hurt them. I think you're going to get some of those mid-level people that don't quite have that amount of clout are going to push back against not getting theater runs because the accounting, how are they really going to get their pay? Because now you're running into a sense that a lot of these companies don't really tell the streaming because there is no there is no box office. And yes, there's viewership, but okay, if you've watched this movie, you might have been a subscriber that's been a subscriber for years. So that necessarily mean that your subscription in this movie is affected is subscriptions now, or is it just you happen to have this service so you this movie decided to watch it? I think that's where the need for the theater is still there for a lot of these, and also the potential movie. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see because, like you said, a lot of these movies are getting much shorter.
Completely. About to be streaming
It's
on the
unbelievable.
21st.
And that movie made did that movie make almost $1 billion? Yeah, it made $1 billion.
It made $1 billion. It made $1 billion already.
In a couple of weeks. Which was great. You know, it came out. I think the only other thing it had competition with was Mufasa, but it blew that out of the water because it was just that much of a better movie. But I think what you're going to run into moving forward, especially on the actor side of things, that's why you've had all of these various strikes throughout the years, Writers Guild, because of that Hollywood accounting. They're finding ways to, this movie didn't make any money, so we can't really
you got to remember
that contract.
As you probably already know, not necessarily remember, you ain't got to remember anything, that all these companies, these producing companies, Warner Brothers, Disney, all that stuff, they're all in it just to make money. And they're the ones that lend the filmmakers the money. They got to get their mony back. They're just like banks. They're just like, give me my money.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I speaking of movies, I got into a it was a discussion. It's not an argument. It was discussion that I had with Megatron the other day in between gym sessions. And we got into an argument. It was about Sonic 3, but I had asked him if he had seen it, if he had taken, little E to go see it, and he was like, yeah, it was a solid movie. It was like one of the rare movies that where the trilogy, where each movie was subsequently better than the last. I said, especially the third, it's very rare that the third is better than the second, and that all three are good. And I was like, and he was like you can't. He was like, if you look at Sonic, that's a trilogy, right? You look at, and then I started to say, he was like, name me another trilogy where the third movie was better than the second.
Venom. And I know it's going to sound bad. I just watched Venom, the third one. It was better than the second one.
I never even thought for a second to bring Venom up in the conversation.
But
you're right.
It may not be the best trilogy.
Yeah, it's not the best trilogy.
The third Venom was way better than the second one.
It's not the best trilogy. But Preem hit it right on the head. I said Captain America. And he said, this dude said to me, this dude dared to say to me, Captain America is not a trilogy.
Captain America.
I said, are you kidding me?
100% a trilogy.
I said, are you kidding me?
I think you guys are wrong because I personally, and I can be wrong with my opinion based on yours, I think Winter Soldier is the best one of that one.
I agree.
Civil War is not better than Winter Soldier.
I don't disagree.
So I don't think that would classify in that argument. It's a great trilogy, but the third is not better than the second.
I don't disagree on that, but then the argument shifted to what constitutes a trilogy. Because I said, that's what I said. He was like, if you look at the Sonic movies, it was the same director, the same writer, the same actors. It was three in the same set. And I said, Sean,
you don't need all that.
Three
movies.
I said all three of the Captain America movies were written by the same pair of men.
That doesn't even matter though. It's Captain America Captain America that, Captain
he
America
said
this.
Civil War didn't count because it was barely about Captain America. I said, you're crazy. I said it was a Captain America movie. I was like, what are you talking about?
It was a Captain America movie because he was hiding stuff from
Yeah.
You know,
The crux of the entire movie is based on his friendship with Bucky.
Yes!
And the whole breakdown of, okay, you've got this new friend that you met in your new life, so to speak, and then you got your friend from your old life that's, you know, been there for you back in the day or whatever. And you have a secret of how your old friend has a very, very messed up history with your new friend. And it's like
How do you broach that subject?
You're right there in the middle. It's like this. The movie was clearly a Captain America movie with a whole bunch of other stuff on top
Going
of
on
it.
in it, yes.
Back to the trilogy though, as far as his criteria, is he saying that the original 3 Star Wars films aren't a trilogy? First one was directed by Luke. Second one was directed by
Kasdan.
Kasdan was the producer. Erwin Kershner.
Oh, Kershner, right.
Kershner, who was
yes.
Lucas's mentor.
Yes.
Directed the second one, and I forgot who did the third.
I mean, by that logic, it wouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying.
But
So
that's-
it's like,
but it's clearly a trilogy.
It's the 3 films.
fucking movies.
3 films that carry a particular story through. That's what,
Yes.
that's what it is.
mean,
That's why The
it's-
Godfather is a trilogy.
it's clearly a trilogy.
3 movies that carry a particular story to its. Not necessarily. It doesn't have to even be its conclusion in a lot of instances. Like, with Star Wars, obviously we've got movies before and movies after.
Does
that
it,
tell that story.
and now I think also his argument is the Captain America trilogy is clouded by the fact that it exists in a larger world with a bunch of other characters. I was like Megatron. I said that doesn't matter. I said it is a singular set focused on a single character, carrying a story from one movie to the next to the next. What happens off screen and in between is immaterial to the story that is told in that movie. I was like, how did he get to where he is in Civil War, where he's part of the Avengers and the Avengers are broken up after everything that happened in Winter Soldier? I said, you can go see those other movies. They
weren't broken up though.
I said, but I know, but he's saying the events that happened in Civil War and the thing is what broke them up. But the event, like the people that were in it, that were around it, and stuff like that. It was I forget the exact specifics
Can I ask
of
you a
it.
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Being the fact that you're a big old comic book fan, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to what you call it. They had the Infinity War saga. Whose comic book was the Infinity War part of?
It was Marvel Universe.
Like it was in one specific person.
No.
It was a
Then why?
cross.
Okay, because I clearly remember a Silver Surfer comic book that was happening, written while like it was the ongoing thing was.
That was a tie-in.
That was like
That was a tie-in.
That was Thanos.
That you just said the word tie-in.
Tie-in.
Those things tied in to other stuff. There's still a trilogy.
Yeah.
So that's the point what I was trying to make.
No, absolutely.
Is that you have story A, but over here story B could be going on and still tied
Right.
into this because
In the same
Silver
universe.
Surfer. I remember.
Right.
I don't remember the whole entire comic. I remember Silver Surfer being in it. I remember him, talking with Adam Warlock over something. I don't remember exactly because this was damn near 30 some odd years ago. So.
Here's the other proof that it's a Captain America film. And it's silly to even say that when it's called Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
But here's the other proof. Guess where does the story pick up outside of the Winter Soldier stuff, because that's your secondary plot that's going to be the catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the very first thing you see is Captain America and his team looking for Rumlow, guy Crossbones that we saw at the end of the Winter Soldier, basically being carted off because he was still alive or whatever. The story starts off with them tracking him down, trying to catch up to him because he's about to steal a bioweapon.
Technically, the movie starts off with the Winter Soldier being activated on December 16th, 1991.
I know, but that's
Yeah.
like I said, that's your secondary catalyst of
Correct.
here's the swerve that's going to come in and mess up what Captain America's regular good old day is going with.
He's
Because that's
Avengers, yeah.
the movie really kicks off, as far as the Captain America part of the movie kicks off with him and the team trying to track down the person from the last movie.
Correct.
Basically.
Right.
So it's like it carries right into
Yeah.
It's a trilogy because that's that through story. And then we solved that. Guess what? Bucky is still around. He remembered you. Blah blah blah. Okay, we got an issue with Bucky. Cool. Here's where the story picks up now. This is what Captain America's day has turned into now. And then obviously we get Black Panther and all the other various characters because, like Dido said, those are your tie-ins for greater story that's going to inject itself into the Infinity Saga, because we all know that's where all of these movies were leading to anyway.
Yeah. And Prima is absolutely right. He's like, by that logic, the John Wick movies don't count as a series either. A series of movies either. And he's right about that.
John Wick is
John
so
Wick
far
a
is a quadrilogy, as they call it,
I mean,
or a saga or
Yeah,
whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
You can have so many start a new what you call it, but it'd be like James Bond. Like you got a character, you got stories revolving around said character. After the third one, you say, "Oh, it's not a trilogy of James Bond movies just because of
Exactly.
whatever's going."
Exactly.
I mean,
James Bond has always been a character where it's a bunch of different. Some characters carry through. Felix Leiter, Blofeld, obviously Q.
most of the storylines don't
Moneypenny.
freaking-
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Most of the stories.
until
Yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Till Game Craig, 100%.
Well,
That was the first time. Well, no.
Spectre kind of carried through as Blofeld as a villain, and Spectre carried through
In the beginning,
but
most
it wasn't like a singular storyline. It was just it was different plots that Spectre would.
I don't know.
would do,
Absolutely,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
100%, yeah.
But like I said, the Daniel Craig era was the first time they really did the idea of we're seeing how he starts,
yeah,
and then we're getting some carry through of okay, the villain from the last movie is mentioned because usually that doesn't happen.
Right.
Usually in Bond movies, once you kill off whoever it is, unless it's Blofeld,
he's never referred to again.
They don't say nothing about that person ever again.
I
Like
think what Jaws was the only other one that actually returned, right?
And Jaws is was like a
I
supporting.
want to know how
supporting.
Jaws returned. I need to go back and watch 2 and 3. If they blew that motherfucking shark's head off, they blew it off. It was like, oh, it should have been called the son of Jaws,
Yeah.
and then
Jaws-
the daughter of Jaws.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the shark movie. I thought you
Yeah,
were talking
Jaws.
About, I
Oh,
thought you were talking about the character. That's what I was
I
wondering.
said
I'm like,
Jaws as in the villain.
And then I went into the shark movie, but a trilogy. You got
No,
Jaws
Jaws-
1, 2, and 3.
No, you had 4.
Oh, there was a 4.
There was a 4, and it was.
Yeah, there was a
Well,
four.
still had
was-
3 of them
it
to
was-
lead to a 4.
4 was so stupid. 4 was so stupid.
Shark literally was out for revenge.
Yes.
For the guy who was.
Yeah.
No, it was tracking down the family.
Yeah.
The mother. It was tracking down the mother because my man Rob Schneider was like, I ain't coming back for that crap.
Yeah.
So the
it was
only
like-
people they got back was his wife and then like and the son. I'm like, a shark is trying to get revenge for the
I
other
need to
sharks
pull
you
those
killed.
up and
Dude,
watch those. I haven't
Jaws
seen those
4
in a
is so bad, dude.
Oh my gosh!
I know you like to say,
that.
you know, if
I like to
all
watch
movies-
bad
entertain-
movies and good
No,
movies.
this one is about this far above Manos Hands of Fate, bro.
You got to be kidding me, because Manos is pretty down there.
Jaws
Manos is
4
pretty down there,
Jaws
bro.
4 Jaws 4 is literally it's like Street Fighter is Oscar worthy compared to Jaws 4, bro.
Yo,
Like
that's
Well,
crazy.
Street Fighter the movie.
I mean,
That's
I
crazy
need to
to
go back
say.
and watch because they used to come on the televisions
Oh, yeah.
here, and I
Used
would
to-
see
used to be on
bits
all
and
the time.
pieces, but I never sat down and watched. Sat down and watched all the Jaws, the first one.
Was Jaws 4 the one that he was like the shark was attacking people at the water park or some shit like that?
yeah.
So,
That
or
was 3. That was 3.
3D.
Louis Gossett Jr. Louis Gossett Jr. was in 3, and that was in 3D. Yeah, dude.
3D, just like freaking Friday the 13th, the 3D one where it
That's
just.
wild.
Oh, dude. When movies were doing 3D, they was making sure you knew it was in 3D. Like, man, something towards the camera.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, man. We
Shit's
only
crazy.
got a couple minutes left if we're gonna stay on the hour.
I'm good.
Hold
with
on, now this man might have to work.
Well,
I'm just trying to. We might figure it.
you got to keep the lights on somehow.
Exactly. Plus, what we enjoyed that you guys, tuned into our New Year's stream and
Oh yeah,
supported us through that very
Shoot,
long
we
stream.
went
That
for
was
like
fun.
4 something hours. I think
That was
it
fun.
It was a lot of fun. We got to start doing like longer streams
Yeah,
like that.
the
where
variety
we,
show.
Yeah, where we do like live watching reactions, play some games and stuff like that. We'll have to set something up where we actually do some longer entertainment streams, or you just hang out with us and do stuff.
We'll figure
Do
it
something
out.
on these shows too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we like, hey, if there's like a hot show that we need to watch, hey, let's just watch it live and react it right here on the show. That is the show. Like literally, we just throw it on and we just watch it.
Yeah, that's
we
what
just-
we're
we
we're
just
going to
react
be
to it.
doing that.
Yeah.
One day we might
So
throw
that-
Jaws
yeah,
4
that should be a
on.
lot of fun. So okay, fine with that. With that being said,
I'm brave enough to watch anything,
yes,
dude.
we should definitely do that. Just
I'm
like
not the type of movie watcher that goes like, well, I'm not going to watch that. Because I don't believe in watching any movie is a waste of my time because you can learn something from it. You can be entertained from it, either good or bad. How not to make a Jaws 4? If I ever want to be a movie director,
There you go.
like, come on now.
Sometimes, to his point, sometimes it's fun to watch those really bad and old
Exactly.
movies because it's like you'll be surprised at some of the people that are in these movies.
Yep, sit and have a laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Clown-nado, bro.
Yeah.
D-Watch Clown-nado. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, man. Yeah.
I watch damn near anything. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Tyler Perry movies. I probably won't watch those because
I mean,
I don't really get too much.
Well, the thing is,
entertainment
with
from
most Tyler Perry movies, you watch one, you watch them all. Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said
the
Kang
Supreme's
Grimace.
Point. Supreme's point. We all watched the Coney.
We sure did.
the Coney was fucking entertaining, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
It was, and that's what I say. You can usually when you're with friends and you're watching things that be considered bad, you can have fun watching it together.
Absolutely.
100%.
I was getting ready to say there's this show on Paramount Plus called Handful or something like that. But Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was in a scene. Landman, that's it. Landman. It has it's Billy Bob
Landman?
Thornton. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton and what's his name from Mad Men? John Hamm.
John Hamm. He's
yeah.
an Ant-Man?
Yeah, he's in Landman, and
Wait, John Hamm.
yes, from Mad Men.
Madman. I thought you said Ant-Man.
No,
I'm
I
like,
said
what
Madman.
the hell?
Madman.
Who
Oh,
is
it sounded like you said
Madman.
Ant-Man at first.
Oh, I'm
man.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
like, I know what John Hamm looks like. And
I guess I
didn't
had
see-
marbles in my mouth.
I say I didn't see him in any of those Ant-Man
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, no. Mad
This
Men.
gotta be fake as shit, but it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, okay, that would be funny. I'll bring it up in a minute. But anyway, so Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was in Landman. There was a scene that he did, and he was acting his ass off. It was extremely convincing.
What was he doing though?
He was speaking to John Hamm's character in the hospital, and he was regaling him the stories about the drive to being a successful man and the sacrifices that you make to be rich in oil and gas and stuff like
Well,
that.
he was being himself.
Exactly.
That's not
exactly.
acting.
But it was the way he was
I got
convincing
you.
people
I got you. He
on
was-
the
he was-
screen,
he was
right?
chewing the scenery.
Yeah,
I
he was.
got you.
Oh, he was chewing the hell out of that scenery, and he was telling his character, John Hamm's character, that you be mindful, boy, that when your time is gone and they celebrate your life, you'll wish that you had spent a few more sunrises with children. I was like, because the reason I bought the Dallas Cowboys was so I could, employ my son there and I could work with children and have fun and spend more time with them and put, effort and time into them so that I can get more value out of my life. Because yes, I'm very proud of what we did, with Dallas Cowboys, but I'm more proud that I got to work with my son.
So he was basically.
Essentially, this is Jerry Jones we talking about.
That's
Of course he
fine.
did.
That's fine.
Of course he did.
That's cool though.
But no, man, it was a gripping scene. It was actually pretty. It was actually pretty dope. I ain't gonna.
All right, what was that last thing you showed him?
So yeah, so Josh Brolin is rumored to be up in the running for DCU's Dark Side.
Oh hell no! That would be awesome.
That would be
To be able to be
hilarious.
both.
Be both Thanos and
It's
Darkseid.
like, yo, man, he can't be Thanos and Darkseid.
That
Why
would-
the hell can he?
That'd
That
be
shit would be
hilarious.
awesome.
I'm not saying that he can't, but that's just the idea of that. Now here's the
Yeah,
problem.
that shit would be awesome.
Here's the problem. They're gonna have to do something to his voice to make him sound different than Thanos.
No, make him sound the same. Just do it. I think that'd be so hilarious. I mean, Thanos is freaking, I would say ripped off, I guess, from Darkseid anyway, right?
basically.
So
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
that would be funny as hell. But, no, but I'm sorry. To this day, though, my favorite Dark Side voice is still Ironside.
Michael
Yeah.
Ironside.
Right.
Still alive?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
is.
he's, still
He's just
alive.
old.
He doesn't sound like himself.
Yeah.
No,
He's-
I think he's like in his mid 70s.
Yeah,
now.
his voice is he doesn't have that commanding, booming voice of Dark Side the way he had. And other guy that I liked, unfortunately, passed away because Andre Brower did a great
Yes.
Dark Side in the
Yes, he
Justice League
did.
films. So it's like there's a lot of opportunity there, but now here's the thing: they didn't really have Dark Side speak in the
No, he never spoke.
Snyder film,
He didn't utter a word that I could recall.
which
Yep, 74. That's how old he is.
walking around. He grunted because he got chopped in the arm, but I don't remember him speak. Oh no, you're right. He did. He talked to what's his name? He talked to Steppenwolf. Yeah, he did.
Like what Prem says.
Who's his voice though?
It wasn't as good because they were trying to distort it because he was talking through him through the little mother box portal or whatever the hell it was. So
You sure that wasn't Decide?
nah, Desaad was there, and then all of a sudden, all the parademons was like, "Oh, get the fuck, we gotta leave." And he immediately bowed down and even took his mask off. Was like, "Oh shit, Darkseid's coming. I gotta talk to Darkseid." He made his armor immediately went away. It was like, "Bro, show your real face." Like, so I like the fact that they had that level of like Darkseid is that guy, but his voice and then him walking away looking like he had a full diaper at the end of the movie.
Kevin Michael Richardson would make a sick ass Darkseid as a voice, but we're talking physical portrayal too, correct? Are you saying put Josh Brolin's face with Kevin Michael Richardson's voice? Is that what he's saying?
I mean, realistically, Darkseid is supposed to look like a stone demon, basically. I mean, he's gonna obviously have. I mean, granted, Thanos CGI, but yes, he didn't look like Brolin, but in the eyes is where you could sell it. Darkseid's eyes are fucking red.
Yep.
And you know, unless they do some weird, to me, Darkseid does not need to have any humanness to his. He does not need to be a sympathetic character because he's not. He's not supposed to be. He's a desperate dictator. That's his thing. So
I agree. So I don't think I have much of anything else really to discuss. You guys got anything?
Watch
anything
Severance.
Watch Severance.
Season
2 is getting ready to come out.
Exactly, and that was a happenstance because I didn't know. Somebody was on TikTok. It was like, it was an idea for a show, and it was like, what if you were to go into work and you don't remember your home life? So like this right now, me, I don't remember what I do. I don't sell drugs. I'm at home, and when I'm at home, that's all I remember. And when you're at work, it feels like you never left work. So like when you hop on the elevator to leave, your memory of this comes back. But when you go in the elevator down, so every day you come into work.
Whoa. So you only focus on work?
No, you only remember your work life and your home life are separated. You do not remember what you do for work, and your work life does not know anything you do outside.
Right. So
of
it's
work.
like you get home, you literally cannot remember it.
No,
talk about your.
You
work
don't remember
day
it as soon as you leave the building.
Gotcha.
You don't even remember. You knew that you came into work. You know that you worked there, but you don't know what you just did.
Details of
and
what
8
happened.
hours are gone.
Yeah.
So the show is about that, and it's a freaking.
crazy.
It is a good show.
That sounds like Paycheck.
Oh, it sounds like a
Was that
paycheck.
that movie with Ben Affleck?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I might have to watch that too.
Yeah, he was an assassin, wasn't he?
No.
No, the assassin one is the accountant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
What was Paycheck then?
That was a John Woo movie. Basically, he was like he created a machine, and after he was done with it, they wiped his mind completely.
Yeah.
So he worked on a whole machine, for, like I would say about was it like 10 or 5 years or something like that, or something like that. And then they just like, okay, the job's done, and they wiped his mind.
yeah, that's a little bit different. This is every day.
Producer's mic isn't on, is what they're.
Oh,
Did you mute yourself?
They have.
might have
Mute
muted yourself.
yourself.
It said it only works when he's on
When
camera.
is this.
When you're on
You
camera.
gotta make sure you switch to yourself. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So tell us what Paycheck is real quick.
Can you guys hear me now? Or?
With Takeem, the show is horrifying because some of the stuff that goes down in the show you should watch. It's on Apple TV. That's the only downfall. Apple TV has some of the best TV shows that I've seen. Nobody watches them because nobody. When I say nobody, they're like 11% of the
Check
freaking
the
streaming
actual mic
market.
Yourself, producer.
Oh yeah, that is hooked up USB.
Yeah, the mute button.
Mute
is
button,
on it.
muty.
So is it red?
Yeah, make sure it's green on the top of the mic. Apple TV also, because Apple TV also had that movie Wolves.
The green light.
Yep,
with,
they got
George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
dude. They have celebrities in every single one. There's a show
yeah.
with Samuel L. Jackson. Well, Ted Lasso I think is also one of the best TV shows I've ever seen. I mean, there's just Harrison Ford's in a freaking TV show on Apple TV.
It could
Nobody's watching this stuff though.
But like I said, I think what it is, and we know Apple is another one with a bunch of money. It could be that their upfront deal for these actors is better on
Oh
those
yeah, it's
particular days.
100%. It was just like, I'm telling you, some of the stuff is really good shows.
Shrinking.
Yeah, Shrinking is another one I need to finish up. That I'm gonna probably
he's
get
saying
through that.
He's saying that's the one with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's the one with Harrison Ford.
I do want
But Jason Momoa's in the show. I think his show is dumb as shit. It's called C, and it's a bunch about everybody on the planet is blind.
Okay, so actually,
I think I've
Except for
heard
the
of
new
it.
person was born. One person was born that can see, but everybody's blind.
I think
But
I've
in the
heard of that.
beginning, before this person was born, there are wars going on with a bunch of blind people. How do you know you're killing the right person?
Cream showed me the scene, one of the scenes in it, and it was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I thought it was
action scene.
okay because it didn't make any sense. Like they in the forest with ropes and they're pulling along the ropes to see. I'm okay.
All right, so Takeem has got a synopsis.
The Paycheck is a movie about a
Yeah.
professional retro engineer.
Or erases his memory.
What he
he
discovered.
discovers.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. They're not their minds are not being erased because of what they're discovered. Their jobs are menial. You don't even know what these people are doing in these jobs. It's just that your work life and your home life are completely split. We don't know why this company's come up to do this. We don't know what the heck is going on. And what you see them working,
Yeah, but you don't know what
but
it is.
they don't even know what they're doing while they're working. And a new person gets hired in, and they're trying to train her, and she's freaking the fuck out. She wants to get the hell out. But the thing is, you can't quit because you have to have an agreement with your Audi, as they call it. So your Audi has to be like, yeah, I don't want to work anymore. So when you leave,
You get replaced immediately by somebody
no,
else.
you don't get replaced.
Oh.
You basically turn right back and come back because your Audi says, I need to work.
Oh, wow. Okay. That
So
sounds-
you
that
like
sounds
you
crazy.
don't want to be in this job,
Right.
but your outside person's like, you need to be here because I need to pay fucking bills.
Wow.
What?
That's interesting.
That sounds insane. I gotta check
Like
that
she
out.
fucking ran out of the building, like turn right back around, come right back in.
No,
like,
I
why am I back here?
Yeah, I gotta watch.
Like
I
the
gotta
show
watch
is
Hold on,
fucking
hold on,
great.
hold on.
Yeah, I
So
gotta
when you
watch
say, see, now I know we're going over, but this is interesting now. So when you say you're Audi, so is it? Remember the movie The Island,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
like you were basically,
Yeah.
you were the replacement parts for your person.
No, there's no replacement parts.
So it's the Audi is a whole different person that's not you. Is what you're saying?
No, it is you.
Okay.
But it's a
Imagine
different
yourself
persona,
right now.
right?
Everything you do for a job, you can't remember that right now. Me and you are talking right now
Right.
because you're not working.
Okay.
When you go into work, this conversation you can't
I can't remember it. Okay.
You can't remember anything that goes in your life. So when
Okay,
you
yeah, I gotta check that out.
the,
That
the
sounds
show is
interesting.
friggin' great. I watched all 9 episodes today. I got up at like 6:30 in the morning. I finished around 3 o'clock, and yes, I stopped here and there and made myself some fried rice, which was so good. Oh, it was shrimp fried rice.
Takeem, last thing he says, my wife has many vision disabled people on her side of the family. Trust me, Dido, C makes more sense than you think.
I want to know how they know who the heck they're supposed to be fighting with. Is it smell or just sound? Why are they
Probably
beefing?
some of that.
Why are you beefing?
Being
Like you
a number
stepped
of
on my toes and
Wait
you
a
didn't say sorry.
Does C have
Jason Momoa.
I heard that. No. Batista's in there as well? Yeah. But what about I
didn't get that
I
far.
heard what's his name? Claw Caesar from the Planet of the Apes too.
Oh, Circus? Andy Circus?
Yeah, Andy Circus. Is
He
in
might
there?
have been there. I don't know how many episodes I watched. And I wasn't saying I wasn't entertained with it. I just don't understand why they were beefing. That if they could explain. Maybe I needed to watch more.
It's probably gets
Because like how do you beef with somebody and you can't see them?
I hear
Like
that.
you never saw them.
Yeah, I hear that.
Well, I mean, think about how many people
You were
that-
born into the
think about how many
world.
people online that argue about BS and stuff, and knowing full well they got no avatar, so you don't even know who that person is. You don't know what they look like. You just mad. What they
Yeah,
said.
I mean, I guess, but it was just a lot of stuff that it's like, how'd they do that? How do they have a functioning world in the way that they do? I think people who are blind would have done things a little bit differently than like ropes in the forest or something. Like
Maybe-
it just
maybe-
things would have been more
maybe-
advanced.
Maybe
Whatever.
they had sight at one point, and
Nope.
somebody did something real stupid. and
Nope.
they got blind.
Okay.
It was definitely a tribal thing.
All right.
Anywho,
Anyway, guys, that's the show for today. Thank you all for joining us on our first new show for 2025. Make sure you come back for our next one right here, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for Culture Junkies Live. My friends, the great Adakuji, GQ, and our operator,
see that
Simon
hand.
Says. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Let's make 2025 great.
All right now.
We are clear, right? Or is everybody just mugging you?
Yeah, stop the stream.
You there? All right, we'll have to watch the playback, see how everything went.
Well, they said your mic was still going in and out.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, my mic just cut off.
I don't,
Bro.
dude, I don't. I think
Bro,
it's
you
still on.
didn't stop the stream.
You didn't stop the stream. He's still on there.
You didn't stop the stream.
Yeah, you're
On you.
It's on you.
Mind you, the camera's on you, and the stream's still going.
Yep, stream's still going.
This is fucking, y'all still going? This is awesome.
Stop.
What do you mean how you stop?
No,